Hey, Okie Tools here, and this is going to be my video review of the new KOBALT brushless 24 volt max half-inch impact wrench. Specs on it real quick. Its rated voltage, as it says right there, is 24 volts. Its no load speed is 1900 RPMs. Its impacts per minute are 2400 impacts per minute. Its max torque is 650 foot-pounds. Overall length is 9.8 inches. Its tool weight, I don't know if this is the tool plus battery or just the tool by itself, but its tool weight according to the website is 7.6 pounds. And its battery charge time is 1.1 hours. I've been shopping around for a new cordless half-inch impact wrench for a while, probably the last year or so, and I started looking at these new brushless motors that a lot of people are coming out with, a lot of different manufacturers are coming out with. And the thing about these brushless motors is, because you don't have the brushes in there, the carbon brushes, you don't have to overcome the friction from that. You can actually produce more power with them and have better run times because you aren't having to deal with the friction. And so that really got me interested in them, and I started looking around for one, and I hadn't really decided whether I wanted to go with the new one from Makita or with the DeWalt XR that they came out with, or say one of these KOBALTs 24 volt max brushless motor ones from KOBALT, or with the tried and true Milwaukee Fuel. I was really leaning towards the Milwaukee Fuel, I really was, but I couldn't really justify spending that much money on a bare tool, let alone a whole set from them. Into Lowe's, and I had already seen these 24 volt max impact wrenches before, part of the new tool line that they came out with, and I'd looked at them but didn't think much of them at the time, beyond interesting that they had a new color to them and they had the new brushless technology and everything. But I went and decided to take another look at them there in the store, and I saw that they had them for $250, which I know is the introductory price, and it probably will be going up at some point in time in the future, but I thought that's still a good price. And what really sold me on them was they actually had a deal going on. I don't know if it's still going on, but they did at the time, where if you came in and recycled another cordless power tool from any manufacturer, they'd give you an additional 24% off of the list price. So I brought in an old quarter-inch impact driver that was a NiCad powered DeWalt, and I traded it in with the charger. I don't know if you have to bring in the charger, but I did, and I traded that in, and they gave me an additional 24% off of the list price, which made this about $180, which is about what you can get a bare tool Makita, the old brush motored one with 300 foot-pounds of torque. And I kind of looked at those because it would go with the batteries I already have and everything from my other Makita tools, but I really didn't care much for its design, and was really looking to get into these brushless motored impact wrenches because of the additional power and run times you get out of them from the brush motor. So the fact that I was actually only paying as much as that bare tool was, and out the door $204, $205 I think is what I paid, I think that was the best deal I was able to find on one of the new brushless motored impact wrenches that are out there, half-inch impact wrenches. And I know that going forward in the future they may not have that deal and the price may go up and everything, but I think these will still be a good value to the other brushless motored half-inch impact wrenches options that are out there. Okay, time to talk a little bit about design and my thoughts on it. So first off, the 24 volt max that these have, the max voltage of 24 volts, that's just marketing to me. That's all it is. Plenty of other manufacturers are producing plenty of power with 18 and 20. KOBALT used to use 20. I've seen some literature where they're saying they might have got a little bit more power out of it, but really to me that's just advertising. So about the battery next, these are the 24 volt max lithium ion 4 amp hour extended run batteries. They also have a 2 amp hour that they have in the stores, and they do sell these separate for 50 bucks right now. That is a great deal. I think my store is sold out, and they may be sold out online, but as soon as they get some in, I'm going to be getting those, because those are going to go up in price as the introductory offer price goes away. But they'll still only be about 100 bucks, which is no more than, I suspect no more than 100 bucks, which is no more than anybody else out there has their batteries for. Some things about it that are nice. It comes with a fuel gauge. We like fuel gauges, at least I do. As you can see, it lights up with 4 indicators right there when you push that button, and as you can see, all 4 of them are lit up. When I first got this, I gave it a quick charge. They only come with like 1 or 2 of those lit up. It doesn't have a whole lot of charge on it, about halfly charged when it comes to you. So I went ahead and charged it all the way up, and I've used it on a number of projects, taking lug nuts on and off tires for you know, tire rotations, and doing a tire repair and all that. And it is still up there, as you can see, all 4 of them lit up. So these really are long run times, and that does go hand in hand with the brushless motors, because you do get longer run times out of them. These extended run 4 amp hour batteries. I don't know if they're coming out with any more. I know some manufacturers have 5 amp hour batteries. I really don't know if that's going to be something they do in the future, but so far my experience with this has been pretty good. So you have the 2 buttons in the front that take it off the tool, and then you just put it back on. It just slides on real nice, and it's nice and on there. It doesn't rattle around or anything like that. It seems like a really nice made battery. Talk about the body of it now. It's made out of plastic in all these areas, but it has this nice rubber overmold to it right here in the grip, and especially like these kind of thicker pieces right here allows you to lay it on the side, and it's actually kind of off of the ground. The tool isn't actually touching, which my impact wrenches are always on the ground, on the concrete, asphalt, whatnot. So I like that feature to help protect the finish for as long as you can. And it also has it on the back here, back where the motor is, so you can like lay it like that if you want to. It also has some rubber overmold in the front here, the cap at the front of the gearbox by the anvil, which is nice, because when you're putting sockets on and stuff, it just kind of, or pushing it into the work, whatever fasteners you're dealing with, it gives it that nice bit of protection there in the front as well with that rubber overmold. And this overmold feels very positive in the hand. I don't feel it slipping around at all. August in Oklahoma is very hot and sweat a lot, and since I do all my work outside, when I work on my vehicles or any sort of projects I'm doing, my hands sweat a lot if I'm not wearing my gloves, and I've never felt like I didn't have a sure grip on it. So this is very nice rubber overmold. I do like that feature on it. It also has a LED light right here, so you don't actually have to push the trigger all the way down. You just depress it, comes on, and it stays on for a short amount of time after you release the trigger, so that's a nice feature. And it's very nice and bright, and it really does illuminate whatever you're working on. So the anvil right here is a hog ring. I like hog rings over, say, the push button when you're trying to hold the socket on. Almost all of my impact wrenches that I have, whether it be air tools or cordless like this, cordless electric, they have hog rings, and I really like that feature on there. The gearbox, the front of the gearbox here is made out of die-cast metal. I like that. Pretty much all manufacturers use die-cast metal in the front of their gearboxes, and that's nice to have, because it keeps the gearbox nice and protected from getting bashed around or heavy use, and it gives it a really nice industrial look to it too, and I'm sure it hold up pretty well for you. These points right here on either side where you can put, I guess aftermarket, because it didn't come with one, you can put a hook on there so you can hook it to your belt or whatever you want. I know they also have those for their other tools in the line, for like bit holders and stuff like that. I don't really think you use it on that, but it didn't come with one, but it does have that option, and you can have it on either side, so that's nice. Talking about the controls now, you have the forward and reverse right here, and then the middle position just kind of locks the trigger out so it doesn't go off, like the light still comes on. So forward and reverse, and it has a variable speed trigger, which is nice. It doesn't have where you can select torque for low torque settings, high torque settings. I kind of wish it had that so you could avoid, you know, over torquing lug nuts or something like that, or whatever fastener you're working with. But it does have a variable speed trigger, and all the jobs that I used it on with my initial testing there, when I was running the lug nuts back down, the variable speed trigger did work real well. Just a little bit of speed or a lot of speed. So it does work, and I checked them after that with my torque wrench, and none of them were over torqued. So that's nice. So that variable speed trigger, if you do use it right, is going to work real nice for you. You can get this as a bare tool. You can get it in a set, and this is the set I got, and it comes with the impact wrench itself, the 4 amp hour battery, a charger for the battery, and the case. All I can say about the case is it's a case. It's a little back. It looks like something you carry your lunch in, but there it is. So here's the charger, and it is a 1.1 hour charger. Don't really know how I feel about that. I'm used to my Makitas being charging in 30 minutes, but you know, I put this on there when I first got it to charge it up, just to see how it worked and to give it a charge up to the full battery capacity before I started using it. And it charged it up really fast. And one thing I do like about it, and I've heard other people say this, is it has a fan in it, so it helps cool the battery and keep the battery cool while it's charging, which is a really nice feature. And I see some other manufacturers, such as Makita, like my other chargers, that do that, and it's a nice little feature. It has these indicators over here for the pictures to tell you what these little indicators right here for the light ups tell you what the battery's doing. And so that's a nice feature. It's a nice little charger. Kind of on the square side, but it does have these positions back here with the measurements for them, so you can actually hang it up if you want to get it out of the way. My closing thoughts on this, I use this in a number of projects, doing a tire rotation on my van, removing some lug nuts to get a wheel off that had a flat tire, had to repair, to seeing how it would do with my truck, taking lug nuts off of there. So as far as all the little things that I threw at it, it had no problem whatsoever. And the fact that doing those projects, it still has a full battery, like you can see there, just as a testament to how long these extended runtime batteries will last on the tool. That's great. As far as in the industry, I know these from some literature that I've read. These are used by the Lowe's team in NASCAR, not in the pits, but in their shop when they're working on it. So to see a well-known shop like that, you know, working on high-performance vehicles using these like they do, that just is a good testament to the kind of power that it has and usefulness in the automotive industry, or whatever industry you may want to be using it for when you're dealing with high torque fasteners. Like plenty of power, 650 foot-pounds of torque, and plenty of run time, all made possible with this new brushless motor technology. And as far as this 24 volt max stacks up with the rest of the industry out there, whatever it may be using this new brushless technology, I think this, at this price point, and this power and this long run time, is a good choice, and I recommend you take a look at it. So this was my video review of the new 24 volt max KOBALT brushless motored 1/2-inch impact wrench. Thanks for watching. So this is my Dodge Ram 1500, and these lug nuts right here on these 20-inch rims are torqued down to 135 foot-pounds. So we'll see how the new 24 volt max KOBALT brushless impact wrench, 1/2-inch impact wrench does on that. So no problem. Go ahead and put them back on.
This looks like a rare. Yeah.
So no problem with those.